Of the ancient philosophies, Taoism may be my favorite. Of all the childhood cartoon characters that fill my memory, Winnie the Pooh may be too. And of all the books ever written, the Tao of Pooh nears the top of my list. Today I'm going to share the wisdom that the silly old bear can offer all of us. And if you're interested, you can buy the book that this video is based on, The Tao of Pooh, written by Benjamin Hoff, by clicking the link in the description box below. First, a bit of background. Taoism is an ancient Chinese philosophy. It developed around the same time as Confucianism and Buddhism. The best way to think about it is by looking at an image of the three main Chinese philosophers, Confucius, Buddha, and Lao Tzu. Each philosopher has tasted the same vinegar. In this image, the vinegar represents life. Each has a different reaction to it. Confucius tastes it and finds it sour. He believed that we need rules to make sure people don't behave badly. Buddha tastes it and finds it bitter. He believed that life was full of suffering and that suffering comes from desiring things. Lao Tzu tastes it and smiles. He finds it sweet. He believed that the bitterness and sourness of vinegar came from the unappreciating mind. One interpretation is that as he tasted it, a smile came onto his face. He was simply thinking, "Ah, this must be vinegar." One of the main principles of Taoism is the Uncarved Block. It's pronounced Pooh in Chinese and is perfectly embodied by our friend Winnie the Pooh. The idea is that the things in their original simplicity have their own natural power. Simplicity and open-mindedness are the key here. It's when we overthink things that we overcomplicate them and misunderstand them. Pooh once said, "Rabbit's clever, and he has a brain. I suppose that's why he never understands anything." Similar to rabbit, we have owl. Owl is the intellectual, the one we seek out to answer the questions we have. The professor. Lao Tzu wrote about intellectuals. The wise are not learned, the learned are not wise. The problem with most knowledge is that instead of creating a wholeness, most ideas are divided into categories and compartments. Just look at any science textbook. Instead of learning directly through experience, most intellectuals learn indirectly through books. Lao Tzu agrees that scholarly intellect is at times useful, but for the most part it isn't helpful. It's about using big words and naming things we don't yet have names for. One day, Owl was talking to Pooh and said, "Well, the customary procedure in such cases is as follows." Pooh interrupted. "What does crust-o-money proceed cake mean?" "It means the thing to do," Owl said. And this is the problem with most intellectuals. Their knowledge actually stops them from helping others. What about Tigger? He always seems happy and energetic. One of the lyrics in one of Pooh's songs goes, "A fly can't bird, but a bird can fly." Obvious, right? Well, many people don't follow this principle, Tigger included. Many of us try to fit square pegs into round holes and forget that things are as they are. When you know your own inner nature, you know where you both belong and don't belong. That doesn't mean you should stop changing or improving, but simply recognizing what's there and what's not. Roo and Tigger were having a chat one day. Roo asked if Tiggers can fly. "Yes, they're very good flyers, Tiggers are," Tigger said. "Can Tiggers swim?" "Of course they can. Tiggers can do everything," replied Tigger. And this is what gets Tigger into so much trouble. All we need to do in many cases is point our weaknesses in a different direction than we have been, instead of denying that we have weaknesses or allowing them to paralyze us. For example, Piglet, who is so insecure about his size and worth, became a great strength when he needed to rescue Owl and Pooh from Owl's blown down house. Piglet was able to squeeze through a small opening to go get help to save them. Wu Wei, or the Pooh way, is the idea we should behave in a way that is without combative, egotistical, or meddlesome effort. In other words, it means do without doing. The easiest way to create a tense and anxious mind is to try too hard and to think too much. To misquote one of Western philosophy's most used quote, "I think, therefore I am confused." It was Eeyore's birthday and Pooh decided to give him a jar full of honey. But on the way, Pooh got hungry. "Lucky I brought this with me," he thought, and began to eat. After he finished, he remembered that he was on the way to Eeyore to give him his birthday gift. He suddenly remembered that he had eaten his present, but he still had the jar. And since he was passing Owls on his way, he stopped by and had him write happy birthday on it. When he gave it to Eeyore, he was as happy as could be. The mind of Wu Wei flows like water, reflects like a mirror, and responds like an echo. We can all learn from Winnie the Pooh. He's the type to let his mind be clear and listen to the birds singing, rather than the stuffed full of knowledge and cleverness mind that wonders what kind of bird is singing. One of my favorite quotes by Lao Tzu is that to attain knowledge, add things every day. To attain wisdom, remove things every day. Benjamin Hoff says this well when he wrote, "The masters of life know the way, for they listen to the voice within them, the voice of wisdom and simplicity, the voice beyond knowledge and cleverness." Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. It all helps. Also, sign up to my email list on my website, thtmonkey.com, and be the first to be notified when I publish a new video. And if you're interested in buying this amazing little book, you can click on the link in the description box below.